Heyo everybody, Haku here, and it's been 10 years on YouTube. I tried to record this video once already for the actual anniversary of the channel on January 4th, but it ended up being like over 25 minutes, and I felt like I was just rambling on too much, and I really didn't like it. And it's taken me a couple of weeks to finally come back and say, you know, I still want to do this video. I still want to talk to you all. It's kind of got three parts to it. The first part is what I kind of rambled on too much about, so I'll try to keep that short, but the third part is the one I really want to say to you all. But yeah, the first part, when I originally recorded this, trying to organize my thoughts a little with no notes or anything, I just wanted to talk about actually doing YouTube for 10 years, actually being on YouTube for 10 years. And I feel like that can be separated into an internal and an external thing, but internally, I feel like in many ways I have failed. So for me, I have actually made a lot of videos. I think Pate said on Discord, working it out, I've done an average of around like 300 a year. So I'm posting nearly daily for 10 years straight. And I still feel like there's so much I've wanted to do, so much that I've missed out on, so much that I was like, oh, I really wanted to cover that. I really wanted to do that. And even now, so the past few months, I've really still been trying to keep up with videos, but I haven't done nearly as much as I'd like because I was going through some health issues. So hopefully, I just really need to sort that out. If there's anything like big or important, like if I ever need a surgery or to be hospitalized or anything, I will tell you, but mostly I don't want you to worry about anything like that. So I kind of want to keep privacy private and everything. So hopefully I just really want to make more. I really want to do like 2 videos a day if possible. I want to do more big projects. I would really love to stream. Streaming would be a big thing, but I'll get to that in the future. For me personally, I just feel like I haven't done enough. And also I feel like it's been 10 years and I don't even have 3,000 subscribers. Again, as you'll see in the future, it's not about numbers. I've said before that if there's like less than 5 people watching a certain series of videos I'm doing, but if I'm enjoying it and if those less than 5 people are enjoying it, I'm still going to keep doing it. It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's not about the money or the numbers, but I do just all the time see people that are making a living off of content creation or, you know, are like getting more views and stuff with content that I don't think my content is great, but with content that's just lazy or scummy or scammy, and it's like, what do I have to do? Sometimes I'll be posting a video and it'll be like 10 views, 10 likes, and it's like, it has as many likes as it has views. Everybody who's watched it enjoys it, but why is it not going out to anybody else? Why is nobody else seeing any of this? And then you see YouTube filled with so many scams and stuff, and it's like, or so many creators that clickbait people or abuse their audience in whatever way, scam their audience. I'm just like, what do I have to do, man? What do I have to do? So internally, I just feel like I haven't done a great job. But I don't know how to do it without being scammy or scummy or clickbaity, but I'm not going to do that to you all. I'm not going to clickbait you. I'm not going to scam you. Again, I hope I have a 10-year track record for this, but I really don't know what to do. But that's the internal side of things. That's me judging myself. But externally is something that I feel like we can all bond with. I think we can all agree with this as fellow users of YouTube, because I watch a lot of YouTube. I am really a no-lifer. I'm probably in like the top 0.001% of viewers on YouTube. And I think it's fair for all of us to say that YouTube has become so much worse in the past 10 years, just consistently worse for creators and for viewers. It's so much worse now. For viewers, it's like, oh my God, the being inundated with shorts and AI slop. It's terrible, and the way that the culture of YouTube has changed is terrible compared to where it was 10 and even over 10 years ago, even before I started doing things. That side of things is terrible as a viewer. They're like taking away more and more features. Like recently there are people talking about taking away things like custom subtitles, which is really, really, really detrimental, probably because they want to just do shitty AI subs that are going to be wrong a chunk of the time, to like broaden it across languages, but it's not going to be good. And it's like, that's rough. They took away the dislike button, which is incredibly, incredibly important, because you could see, I remember when you could see before even clicking on a video what the likes and dislikes were, and it would be easier to tell if you were being scammed or if the information was just not reliable, if it was something important like that. And YouTube's justification was, oh no, it's to curb bullying or harassment, which is just bullshit. We all know it's bullshit, because as a creator, you can still see dislikes. If somebody disliked on me, I could still see all of the dislikes. That's on me. Like, it makes it so that scammers have an easier time scamming people. But me, even if I were moderating negative comments, I could still see the negative comments. If I were, like, you can't really moderate dislikes, but I can still see the dislikes. So we know that that justification is right or not right, and we know the reason why. We can very clearly see that it's a response to companies like Disney and all of these video game publishers when they put out a really shit trailer, and the trailer gets massively, massively disliked compared to its likes, but all of these big companies are like, we don't want it to seem like the mass consensus, the public doesn't like our product that we're putting out, so that's why. But all it does is help, like, in the defense of big corpos, all it does is help scammers. It doesn't help actual YouTubers, and certainly, especially, doesn't help actual viewers. It's so much worse for viewers, which is like the end point of all of this. And then, as somebody who is a creator, there's so much we've lost. Like, I used to get notifications anytime not only there was a comment, but there was a reply to a comment. That doesn't happen anymore. Comments, a lot of times notifications don't work that well, but I still get them. But if somebody comments on a comment, I don't get notifications for that. So unless I like manually look through, and I have years and years of videos, so it's not like it's necessarily easy to do that. Unless I'm manually looking through or something, I'm sorry if you've ever commented something on somebody else's comment and I just didn't respond to it whatsoever, or if you commented something and then somebody commented something really inappropriate in a reply to you. I'm sorry, there's a good chance I might not have seen that either. And one really huge thing for me is another failing on my part. I really want to talk with you all more. I really want to be more active in answering all of the comments. And it used to be so much easier to keep track of all of, like, you know, there's like thousands of people who've commented over the years, so it's not like you can really keep track that well. It's a little overwhelming, but it used to be so much easier because in the past I could go into, you know, the creator studio and everything, and I could see, like, click on a person and you could see all the comments from that person. I think you can do that on Twitch. You can go to the profile and see all of the past chat messages they've sent, even not on that particular stream. But for a YouTuber, like, I could see all of the comments a certain person had left. So I could be like, were they the ones who said this on this past video? Yeah, they were. I remember them. And they took that away years ago. So it's been years since I could do that. So now if you're changing your username or anything like that, gonna be completely lost a chunk of the time. There's probably so much else to say. YouTube can't decide whether it wants to do your actual username, which they should do, it's what they've always done, or if they want to do ats. A lot of the time, I think chat might be fully changed to just showing people's ats, which is just so unhelpful. And even now, I was checking the members the other day to just make sure the end screen I do is cool with members and everything. And I was like, the names look different. What is up? And it was because they had changed it from the usernames to the ats. And it's just so unhelpful. YouTube just keeps doing these things that are so unhelpful, meanwhile taking away so many things that were advantageous, not just for creators, but especially for viewers, which I think is the more important side of things. So this is what I rambled too much about before, and I'm kind of doing the same now. But yeah, my thoughts on doing 10 years on YouTube are that discussion of anything on the internet has gotten so much worse in the past 10 years. YouTube and pretty much the functionality of anything on the internet has gotten so much worse in the past 10 years. And I just remembered that I forgot the biggest issue with YouTube that's happened over the past 10 years. Search is unusable. Also, like recommendeds and stuff. Again, I mentioned me not doing well in the algorithm, but the way the algorithm works, the way discoverability works is just completely ridiculous. It doesn't work anymore. But search literally doesn't work. You search for something, you might get 1 or 2 results, but first you'll get like shorts unrelated to your search, then 1 or 2 results, then other people watched, but it's things that aren't really related to your search. So it's like, okay, I get that other people watched this, but it's not related to my search. And then it's previously watched, and it's like, okay, I watched these videos before, I've already seen them. B, they're not related to my search. Search is completely unusable. And then if you try to do some things like searching for specific keywords or doing things from a certain date or whatever, oftentimes it just completely breaks and you just get rows and rows of shorts. And also the move to short form content I think is terrible too. And another big issue is there really isn't an alternative. Not for videos and stuff. For short form content, you have plenty of other alternatives, but I think that short form content is horrible across the board. Not only is the content pretty much not great that often, but also we have seen the devastating cognitive effect on people. That's been pretty terrible for society at large. I really don't like that kind of short form content, or not even short form content. Short form content, in my opinion, is like 10-minute videos or whatever. Ultra short form content, the 10-second videos. And then AI has just made that, much like literally everything else, it's made that worse. But also when you get into the streaming space, which again, I mentioned, I really want to stream more. That's something that I really want to do. Again, you know, with help financially, I think that maybe streaming, you know, it's a lot easier than making videos. I think that streaming more could maybe help with that. But streaming, your other alternatives, what? You're going to go to Twitch. People are treated terribly over there. I hate the culture over there. That said, I probably will start streaming on Twitch here and there, just because there are things that I can do there that I can't do on YouTube for copyright reasons. Like if I want to do a video watching the anime PVs for the next season coming up, or even just having watch parties over there where I can sit and watch stuff with all of you. Even stuff like that I can do over on Twitch, but I can't do on YouTube for copyright reasons. So there are things that I could do over there. But yeah, your other options, you have like Twitch, Kick, which is just like funded by scummy gambling companies and people and full of criminals essentially. There just are no other good alternatives. All the other alternatives are bad and only getting worse over the years, while YouTube is only getting worse over the years. So, you know, we're kind of all stuck in this sinking ship, I guess. But yeah, those were my thoughts on YouTube over the 10 years. The second point of the video is going to be a very short one, and that point is, despite all of that, despite all of my own shortcomings and how much worse I think that YouTube's gotten, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep making videos. Like I've said before, even if I am so busy with work in real life that I could only do like a video a month, I would still try to do that video a month. Even if I was in a situation where, again, like less than 5 people are watching something, but they're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it, I still would continue. Again, it's not about the money. So this, I think, I mentioned before, I want to do so much more. I want to do like 2 videos a day if possible. I want to do so many more reviews and like more thought out videos, more videos that I've just taken notes on things and am discussing them. I want to do more streams, a ton more streams. That's really something I would like to do more. And I'd like to do more like long-term stuff. So not just read-throughs. I think trying to do a read-through as often as possible is good, but there's just so much more I want to do, and so much more I want to do outside of Webtoons. So I feel like a lot of Webtoons fans, I don't know if this will hurt you or not, but I love Tower of God, and I will continue to do videos on Tower of God. I love Kubera, and I will continue to do videos on Kubera. I have been trying all month to get back to Kubera. Heck, I've been trying for however many months that you haven't seen any videos from me. I've been trying to get back to Kubera. So as soon as I have time, we will be getting back to Kubera. I love Kubera. That'll be coming. I love ORV. I love ORV so much. I've been so into it lately. ORV will keep coming. But I don't like webtoons. I don't like manhwa. When it comes to the broad idea, the broad general, medium of webtoons, of manhwa, I don't like it. Not like I like video games, not like I like anime and manga and light novels. I don't like manhwa like that. I don't like webtoons like that. I really don't. Tower of God, ORV, Kubera, they are exceptions to the rule, but the general art style, I'm not the biggest fan of. The general storytelling style, I'm not the biggest fan of. So while I love webtoons and I've spent so much time covering them, I'm not going to say that I'll never do any other webtoons ever again, but the likelihood is kind of on the lower side of things, and I've spent so much time. I spend so much time every week working on webtoon stuff. I just want to do some stuff where I talk about games or play games. I just want to do stuff talking about anime. I want to do stuff reading or talking about manga. I want to do a lot more of that stuff. So I won't be doing less Kubera or less ORV or less Tower of God. If anything, I might be doing more of them, but I just want to do other things too. So I wanted to bring that up, but aside from that, I think talking about wanting to continue with things will kind of lead me into my last part. I started doing YouTube 10 years ago because I was in kind of a rough place, sort of getting to the end of college and facing the reality that, wow, I have nothing lined up after college. This is horrible. And I would watch a ton of YouTube, and I would see things in streams or in videos all the time where people are getting comments like, hey, I've been going through a rough time, and I really appreciate that. And I'd be like, damn, that's me. So I was like, I really would love to be that for other people too. I'd love to pay that forward. I'd love to just distract people from the harshness of life a little bit. I'd love to talk about the things I love with everyone. And I went into it. When you see those early videos, I've always said, I am never going to delete these old videos and stuff, even though they're completely terrible, just because if I ever did make it big on YouTube, I'd like to have people see how horribly things started out. Those early videos that are terrible, that's just me sitting on my bed with my college school laptop, no microphone or anything. That's just the built-in camera, the built-in microphone. It probably took me weeks before I actually even bought a real microphone. That's just me sitting on my bed in college with my college laptop, with the built-in laptop mic, and the built-in camera and everything. That was how things started 10 years ago. And I started it expecting, I was like, my voice is terrible. I hate my voice. I still, to this day, do not think that I have a very good voice. I do not think that I am a very good looking person. I am definitely not much to look at for however long you're watching my videos. But I started it, I was like, I really want to just make videos talking about stuff I love, because at the time I loved watching videos and stuff like that about One Piece and all these other anime and manga, and I loved Tower of God, and I was like, nobody's doing this for Tower of God, so I really wanted to do that sort of thing for Tower of God. But also, I started out covering Manmusu and One Piece and all these other anime and manga and stuff I love too, and it was pretty early on in the channel. I think 2016, maybe mid 2016, I started Hero Academia. Late 2016, I started Magical Girl Raising Project, which is something else I need to get back to. So I just started out and I was like, this is going to go very poorly. Everyone's going to hate it and I'm going to quit. I really started out with that expectation, but everyone was so kind to me, so amazing to me, and I did not anticipate that or expect that at all. Did not see that coming. Everyone was so amazing, and they have spent the past 10 years doing the same. Everybody's spent the past 10 years being amazing. I still see some of you who were in the comments like 9, 10 years ago, comments from you still, and I really, really appreciate that. So now finally, 20 minutes in, not a fan of how long I've rambled on, I'm sorry. Getting to the third part of the video, the actual important part, is me wanting to say thank you. And when I recorded this the first time, I actually got all emotional and stuff, which is, you know, I'm not usually the most animated with that kind of thing on camera. There's usually this wall of, you know, I am a big baby when it comes to emotional stuff, when like watching anime and stuff, so I will like cry over the simplest little thing. But you've seen, even when I'm reading emotional stuff, I usually don't get too much that way when on camera, because it's like there's this pressure, social pressure and all. But last time I got a bit emotional. Don't know if I will here, but thank you so much. I want to say thank you to all of you, because you have made this the past 10 years. Again, I mentioned doing this because I love it. I think I have the 10-year track record. I have probably made less than $1,000 off of YouTube in the past 10 years. I've made it clear that it's not about the money. So hopefully the dream would be to make a living off of YouTube and not have to do anything else and just be able to do YouTube all day, every day. That would be the dream. That'd be what I want to do. Even after 10 years, even after 300 videos a year on average, that's what I want to do. I want to do more. I don't want to do less. That's the passion I feel for it. But a big part of that passion is all of you being so amazing and so supportive. The fact that, again, there have been those of you that have been so active for years and years and years, and the hugest thing, patrons and members, people who have like monetarily supported, who have put their money in to say that they want me to keep going. I think that everyone's kindness toward me has been the biggest, most important thing. And again, why I'll keep going, not just because I love it, not just because I want to, but because the biggest thing I love about it is getting to share what I love with all of you and getting to see all of you enjoy it. I think that, you know, that's my favorite thing. Again, I went from seeing those comments of people saying, oh, you helped me through a really hard time, to actually getting those comments myself, and they mean so much. I brought it up a lot in read-throughs where I got a comment one time from one person who was like, hey, I have a visual disability, so I like that I can put on your videos and it helps me to read along when I'm reading. And that's just something that really stuck with me and sort of didn't really change the way I did things, but made me more mindful of, like, when I'm reading action panels and stuff, of describing what I'm seeing and talking about what I'm seeing. So things like that have been so great. But then again, some of you, I'm sorry if I can't remember names enough to list you off by name, but everybody that's been so active on the Discord server for years now, everybody who's been so helpful, supporting, like also the storyteller and Pate Real, I will get to talking about the patrons and members, but Elsa's been supporting at the highest tier and been supporting for so long. Some of you have been supporting for years. Pate has been so active, like not only supporting on or like supporting as a patron member, but also so active in comments, so active on Discord, and everybody who's been so helpful with so many different series. People have been really helpful with Kubera stuff. I really, really, really appreciate everybody being so active, but also just so helpful and amazing. Like, I really can't say thank you enough. And beyond those of you watching, I also want to give a huge thank you to how amazing other content creators that I've interacted with have been. I want to say thank you to Animosity. When I went to when I went to record this the first time, that day I had just checked patron and member stuff, and I saw a notification that Animosity had linked my Patreon as like a recommended to his Patreon and stuff. And Animosity's been so great. Dr. Bonehead and Amy Angel, Dr. Bonehead has mentioned me so much over the years from watching my content on his channel, and, you know, helping shout out the Tower of God character poll was so huge, and also things that he's been in for to collaborate and everything has been amazing to me. Ron Can has always, when I've been like, hey, I want to collaborate on this, has always been in whenever I've actually had the time to plan anything. Pyro has been so active in my Discord server, but also just being a fellow sort of webtoons YouTuber, I guess. And I really don't want to call myself a webtoons YouTuber. I cover webtoons, but I just want to do so much more than that. I do so much more than that. And I'm really trying not to forget anybody. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody, but the biggest one, I want to say a huge thank you to Naya Hemmings. Naya, man, I'm getting, here we go, getting choked up. Naya has always done so much planning to plan things out, like with Tower of God stuff, or when he wanted to do Kubera stuff, or whenever I go onto his One Piece streams. Naya plans things out a lot for a lot of the community things that we've done for Tower of God in the past. But also on top of that, Naya has always invited me to so many things. He has reached out to me. He has contacted me. He has always been, if I'm doing something here, like, to make me feel included is really cool. To be like, you know, I'm doing One Piece, you cover One Piece, get in here. I saw you doing Kubera. I love Kubera. Come on, let's do a collab for Kubera. Naya has been huge. He's been amazing to me. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of them. But like I said, massive, massive thank you to all of you for being here. And I want to bring up the patrons and members screen to talk about everybody here. So huge, massive, massive thank you to members and patrons. Again, if you want to support yourself by sharing the channel around, dropping a super thanks or whatever, it's appreciated. I say that at the end of every video. It feels weird to do a normal outro, like, comment, subscribe, and all that for a video like this. It feels very odd to do that kind of thing. But I'm just really hoping I didn't forget anybody when saying thank you, but I really, really appreciate everyone. I'm sure there are things that I've forgotten. But to talk about members and patrons, you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron if you want to help support the channel and get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece videos early. This wasn't planned to turn into an outro, but I just wanted to thank everybody and talk about everybody. Thank you to Evan Hawley. I didn't ever say anything about these crowns, didn't mention anything about the crowns. It's just something that I just decided to do to keep track of how long everybody had been a member or patron and give appreciation for that. So I started putting the black crown at 1 year, and then bronze at 2, and silver at 3, and gold at 4. And Evan Hawley's been supporting 6 years. So just what a massive thank you that Evan Hawley deserves. Bertie Wooster has been, again, so helpful, supporting, but also Bertie Wooster, it feels like it's been over, it feels to me like it's been over a year, but I guess it hasn't. So thank you to them. They've been in the comments too. Thank you to the D-Man, who's been, again, supporting for over a year, but also has been really active before in videos and comments and stuff for years. Huge thank you to Maru and everything. Again, Maru is somebody that, if I'm thinking of the same Maru, I've not only seen with my content, but also with others. And that's a huge thing too. Thank you to everybody else that I've seen not only in my videos, but in everybody else's videos, because I'm often there in the comments or in chat and stuff. And people have always been so nice, saying, oh, Haku, hey, especially I want to throw out Don Kleckner here. Every time I see Don in somebody else's chat, Don is always like, oh, Haku, hey. Every single time I show up in somebody's chat, Don says hi. So I really wanted to say thank you there too. Cherryton student David Langstaff, thank you for supporting and everything for so long. Again, I remember all of David's comments and stuff over the years. Thank you so much to SG, who has been supporting for a long time too. Stan Cedar, I see comments from pretty regularly. Thank you. Pate has been extremely active. I am talking Tapate a lot on the Discord server and in comments and everything. So huge thank you for all of the support. And Elsa as well. Elsa's been supporting a long time. And again, it's such a high tier too. So huge, massive, massive, massive thank you to everybody. But also, again, I'm just really trying to remember everyone. Thank you, even if you're not supporting monetarily this way, but everyone who's just been watching for years and commenting for years. I really don't want to make it feel like you're not seen either, because I appreciate all the comments and everything over the years so much, and all of the help outside of comments and everything that I've gotten from people. All of that's been amazing. But also, again, trying to remember more people. I feel like I guess I could lump him in saying like the cast of Towers and Gods, with like Isaiah's collabed on stuff before, and Sun Wu as well. And any time that I've been in anything with any of them, they've been super nice and everything. I don't want to make out like I really know them that well. I don't, but the interactions I have had with them have been positive. They've been great too. Just trying to remember everybody the best I can, but I'm sure I've messed up. Milios as well has been somebody that, again, a lot of these people are people that I've watched from basically the beginning. Like talking about people like Ron Can, I have watched from like basically as soon as he started making videos. I was watching Sun Wu's anime stuff before he even started doing Tower of God stuff. Like Milios, I probably watched his first ever Tower of God thing when it came out. I was like there from the start. And people as well, like that I've not known in like a real life sense, not trying to be too parasocial, but known online and stuff for years now. Like I mentioned, Dr. Bonehead and Naya, who like, I think Naya I met in the online sense through comments being like, oh man, Naya does these One Piece streams, you've really got to work with him. You like comments pushing me to be like, hey, because when I first started in 2016, nobody was doing Tower of God stuff. Nobody was doing Tower of God stuff. There was like 1, maybe 2 episodes of like Manga Pod, which isn't even a thing anymore, that had done Tower of God, and I still remember that after all these years. But nobody was talking about Tower of God. That's why I wanted to. And anytime I saw a channel pop up talking about Tower of God, I was like, oh, we need to work together. We need to do some kind of like a podcast or something. And every time, but it never ever worked out, because it was always, again, just small channels that are like, you know, not doing Tower of God for very long. They maybe do a couple videos or for a couple months, and then they give up on it. So after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna reach out so much anymore. I kind of like retreated into my own, because I was like, pretty much nobody's like really doing Tower of God, at least not long term. So people put me on to Naya's stuff, and kind of that was my introduction there. And Dr. Bonehead, I'm pretty sure he was doing Pokemon stuff before even starting Tower of God stuff. I don't really remember. Again, it's been like nearly 10 years since Naya and Dr. Bonehead both started. And Dr. Bonehead, I'm pretty sure I remember like talking to him in the comments, like he would comment on my videos before he started doing Tower of God stuff, I think. So I think I remember him from the comments before I remember watching his videos or streams myself. So yeah, huge thank you to everyone. Just reminiscing here, talking about YouTube stuff. And again, in the future, I will hopefully get my real life schedule and get my health under control, and will hopefully be doing a video or 2 a day. I would love to do a video or 2 a day, and I will try to stream as often as possible moving forward. And when I stream, we can just talk about things. So that's something else I want to, like, mentioning streaming. A big reason I want to do something like that is because I see so many other creators like actually just get to talk back and forth with you all more and form more of that like back and forth relationship where you're forming sort of in jokes and everything. And I'd really like that. I'd really like, again, I like talking to you through this method, making videos and stuff, and like seeing all of your comments and everything. But I think having more of a back and forth, I think getting to talk to you all more that way would be really, really cool, really nice. So thank you all for sitting through my rambling. I didn't like my first pass through recording this because it was 25 minutes back on the actual anniversary on the 4th, and this has ended up being an over 34-minute recording, but I feel more confident, more happy with what came out here. So thank you, and I'll see you all next time.